Good afternoon and welcome to Tuesday's Market Situation Report, or SITREP, here at TGO Top Gun Options. I'm Wiz, Matthew Buckley. A little bit of a thaw continues in the trade war between the United States and China. China is suspending punitive tariffs on U.S. cars and auto parts for 3 months, the 90 days, more or less, that they agreed to down in Buenos Aires. Again, it's a truce. It's not a ceasefire. The United States, for our efforts, are still firing tariffs. We're still bringing in money. We're still in a trade war, so to speak. So, it ain't over. It's funny just watching financial journalists or quote unquote journalists in general write headlines. A ceasefire means you're not shooting at each other. We still are. There is no ceasefire in the trade war. So who waved the white flag first? Nobody. We're still firing at each other, and that's part of the problem here. Because yesterday, the day before, when they did all this nice stuff, what did he say in his speech last night? President Xi declares no one can dictate reforms to China. So this dude, the more they put headlines out here like, oh, China blinked, China surrendering, China this, China that, the more you're going to get no, we're not. So these folks are in it for the 1,000 years. We're in it for an hour. So the worst is not over yet with this trade war. We're going lower. I predicted we're going lower. I predicted that we were going to burst through these October lows. We had a triple bottom, and I said that was incredibly bearish, and we're heading lower. We have SDS calls on from 2 weeks ago that we're going to look in the primary live trade brief that are up about $4,000, $4,000 gain just simply buying some calls on SDS. We're also up about $1,400 in a one-day VXX trade that we put on yesterday on bullish on volatility. I would close that. If you're getting this video before you get into the primary live trade brief, I would close this weekly options trade from yesterday. I'm going to tell you why in a couple seconds here. So U.S. stocks rise after sharp sell-off on Wall Street yesterday. December is probably one of the worst Decembers on record. Down 6.5% in December, and on track for its worst month since May of 2010. So, and I still think we have more pain ahead. Obviously, the market's kind of in this holding pattern, waiting for Jerome Powell. The Wall Street Journal today had another op-ed. This is the paper of record, folks, for Wall Street. Jerome Powell reads the Wall Street Journal. Just about everybody, well, maybe the New York Times as well. Most of the employees at the Fed. That's a different discussion. But they're saying time for a Fed pause. Inflation and other economic signals justify interest rate caution, meaning don't raise tomorrow. But here's one of the reasons I'm suggesting to get out of the bullish volatility trade for the week is this: Trump blinked. White House suggests or floats a trial balloon this morning that it could back down on $5 billion border wall demand. Does everybody remember? I was in Dallas last Tuesday, standing in the lobby with my jaw open as the President of the United States was yelling at Chuck Schumer that he's going to shut the border down. I want $5 billion for a border wall. You're not going to get it, Mr. President. Okay, we're going to shut this thing down, and I'm responsible. Now he's backed off of that. The man lied. The Schumer shutdown last year, the president blinked. He said he would never do it again. He's blinking this week. The dude's losing his firepower, in my opinion, here. Oil prices imploded on oversupply worries. So we're seeing a lot of volatility in oil markets as well. So this really bad December is blowing out hedge funds all over the place. You think the smart money's doing great? It ain't doing so great. The worst redemptions on record add to global markets pain. So what's going on is hedge funds have what are called lockup periods. If you invest in a hedge fund, they might be, hey, great, you can invest your money with us. You're not allowed to touch it for a year, or you're only allowed to withdraw it, 3 times a year or twice a year. So what happens when hedge funds are really doing really bad and your money's locked up? The first day you can get out of it, you call them up and say, give me all my money back. So that's helping the market go lower. We're seeing a lot of redemptions. We're seeing a lot of volatility, and it really does seem like we have a feeling of going lower. There ain't too much bullishness out there. There was a survey a couple days ago of 500 or so CFOs that see a recession coming in the next couple of years. Jeffrey Gundlach on CNBC yesterday. I'm pretty sure we're in a bear market and we're going lower. He absolutely believes the S&P 500 will go below the lows that the index hit in early 2018. I already made that call. My spirit animal, Jeffrey Gunlock, is agreeing with me, and it's really a tough place to hide. If you ain't trading options, you're getting obliterated. I just covered long SDS calls that are up about $4,000, and I just covered a one-day volatility trade that's up about $1,400. If you ain't making money or seeing profitable trades in a down market, you got to be miserable right now, and we're not here at Top Gun Options. We're actually enjoying pounding this market into the dirt. So I think we go lower. I don't think we've seen the worst of the selling. Institutions are starting to step in and sell, and we're about to get end-of-year tax selling coming up as well. So looking forward to getting into our primary live trade brief today at 1 o'clock. Like I said, I would close this weekly options bull put spread, the 40, 39.5 that we looked at yesterday. That was risking about $5,300 to make potentially about $2,700. And like I said, that's up $1,400 right now, which is a hell of a one-day trade. So I would look to get out of that. If you'd like to take a 1-week test flight in what we do here at TGO for $38, all you need to do is head to go.topgunoptions.com/go flight. One more time, that's go.topgunoptions.com/go flight, and you can come see what we do here at TGO. Okay, have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll see you at 1 o'clock for our primary live trade.